What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the very first webisode of Elevate Church Detroit, or ECD TV, right here on YouTube. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about understanding the grace of God, and in particular, what is the grace of God? I promise you, you don't want to miss it, so stick around, stay tuned, and come on back. Welcome back. So as I said, this is the very first webisode for ECD TV, or Elevate Church Detroit TV. Thank you. Today's topic is understanding the grace of God. Part 1, what is the grace of God? Okay, now, grace is nothing new to those who've been in the church or those who even remotely read the Bible just a little bit. We all know about grace. We've all heard about what grace means. And in particular, we sometimes equate grace to God's favor, God's acceptance, God's love, God's kindness, His joy, His pleasure. All those good things about God. And that is true. However, the problem is when we talk about grace, we oftentimes only focus on the definition of grace, and we rarely talk about the purpose of grace and why God instituted grace in the first place. So this video, we're going to break it down to figure out what was God's purpose behind instituting His grace. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So let's say a car tire, for example. That car tire has a definition and it also has a purpose. Now, the definition of the car tire is a rubber cushion that fits around the wheel and usually contains compressed air. So that's what a car tire is. So when you go out and you're driving down the street and you see other cars with tires on them, you can say that that's a rubber cushion that fits around the wheel and usually contains compressed air. Bingo, car tire. But that doesn't really tell you the purpose for the car tire. Now, if you delve into the purpose of the car tire, you will discover that the car tire was designed to support the weight of the vehicle, absorb road shocks, transmit traction, torque, and braking forces to the road surface, and maintain and change the direction of travel. So here we have the definition of the car tire, and then we also have the purpose of the car tire. Now you're probably asking, why is he talking about car tires? We're supposed to be talking about grace. Okay, I'm glad you asked. Now this is how it equates to the topic of grace today. Now, one, we already identified the definition of grace. Now it's time to identify the purpose for grace. I was reading the book of Romans, chapter 6. And in this particular chapter, the Apostle Paul is talking about being dead to sin and alive to God. So as I began reading the chapter, I got down to verse 14. And verse 14 simply states, "For sin shall not have dominion over you, for you are not under the law, but under grace." So when I read this, I took a step back. And I first said, well, here Paul's comparing the law to grace. So this immediately tells me that grace is much bigger than what we've been making it out to be. It's more than just its definition. There's a purpose to it. Now, when I think about the law, and he's referring to the law that was instituted in the Old Covenant through Moses, God instituted this law, and he said, look, these are my commandments, these are my ordinances, and these are my statutes. In order for someone to be righteous, they have to meet all these commandments, ordinances, and statutes, and then if they're able to do so, then they will be made righteous. So, as it relates to this chapter, he's comparing the law to grace. So righteousness is the key issue he's talking about here. And in this particular verse, he's saying that for we are not under the law, but we are under grace. So now he's saying that no longer do you have to do works or meet those ordinances or statutes or commandments in order to be found righteous. But now there's this thing called grace, which allows you to bypass those works and enter in through grace and become righteous through mainly your faith. And we're going to get to that topic in a couple of videos. So, as I began to look at this scripture, I began to really see that grace is so much more than just God's favor, God's goodness, God's loving, God's kindness, God's charm. Yes, it is, but grace is also the key gateway to becoming righteous before the eyes of God. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to stop right here. And let's just do a quick recap. The definition of grace: favor, loving kindness, acceptance. The purpose of grace: the gateway to becoming righteous before the eyes of God without having to fulfill the works of the law. Okay? So our next video, we're going to talk about why we need grace. And so what I want you to do is, first, go and like this video. Remember to subscribe to the ECD TV channel. And then when you see that next video come out, make sure you watch that video, because I believe it will truly bless you.